Alright, good morning. Welcome back for some more Tomb Raider. Last time we finished City, which is the boss fight with Sophia Lay, which was not quite working. They were still iterating on the idea. And this time, hopefully, we can play Nevada on this version, which we couldn't get past the dam last time on the previous version of this, because there was a timer on one of the switch on the underwater switches which was just too tight and you couldn't actually get further forward. So hopefully they fixed that. I do not have weapons for some reason. Usually give me all the weapons here, so that's interesting. There's a big ass dark circle in the skybox. Whoops. Okay. Okay, shouldn't be any surprises down here, I don't expect. That block here is still a wooden box texture rather than a hidden block. Probably they changed that because it's too confusing. Is that... No, that's on the other side that I survived this. There we go. Here, there we go, I think. Still no secret chime for this. Okay, I don't think they've implemented the F117s yet. The flybys. Oop. Didn't see that. Ain't nobody seen that. Got some music trees. This one unfortunately interrupting the other one. Missing a med pack here. That jump is definitely easier in final. I am not rotated the correct way, which does not help. Alright, that's better. Don't mind me just passing. Okay, so still the wrong textures for the ladders. Let me see if there's items downstairs, but probably not. Yeah, they haven't added the hidden items yet. Not going to spend too much time on this. I expect there's not going to be much difference compared to the previous version. But... oh! I've got all the weapons now. Why didn't I have them earlier? Don't ask me. Not sure exactly how they trigger that. Because they've got to, like, trigger the cheats. Is that still a ladder? No, it's not. Because that was a ladder in the previous version, I believe. Oh, sorry. Not going to go grab the secret. Ain't nobody got time for that. Nope. That is not the correct angle for this. Okay, still have the slope here. They replaced that slope, which is quite annoying, with having a snake here instead. Missing the flyby. I'm just going to banana jump this, because I'm lazy. Right, we still have the box here, which we can probably afford to not use. Missing the TNT texture on this. Which I think was already the case last time. Medpack here. They've plugged the hole you had here. There's still the light coming from here though, but there was a hole that was just looking at outside and they plugged that for some reason. Right. Do we have the secret yet? Nope, doesn't look like we do. So I'm not sure if they just intended to have a secret item here, or to have like a pickup back when you actually needed to be standing up to pick up items, or if they just wanted to do something here but they haven't built a room yet. There were pillars here in the previous version that they removed, so we've got some first changes. Still the different model for the enemies here than final. We can check that on the way back. Okay, they changed this, I think. No. In final this is different because you have to jump and grab. Here it's a continuous ladder, I think. I think that ladder was different in the previous version. Anyway. The wheel under here, by the way, is I think the largest. There's missing texture over here. Largest single model in the game, which is probably right behind the meteor. Bub. Missing a snake here. We have the cactus, by the way. We were missing the cactus last time. Also, I'm pretty sure this is actually two cactus models stacked on top of one another. Like, there's only one cactus model that's half this size, and they just stack them one on top of another because lol reasons. Missing the little switch and door here from final. Right, let's see if the triggers work this time. Ah! God damn it! I actually can't do any of this. I've already forgot. Because I cannot activate anything on the water. The code to do that is broken. And Lara is just going away from the switches instead of getting closer to them. So I can't do anything. God damn it, this is going to break so many things. Jesus fucking Christ. Well, I'm just going to tell you the rest of this level then, I guess. Because we can't get up here. Still got the switch here. Switch here. So as far as I can tell, this is like final. Then you get up here, press the switch, which gives you the flip map. So the interesting part of the flip map, by the way, and I think it's like that in final, supposed to get this elevator from down here to up here. We're missing the chain, by the way. Of course, the thing that they don't show you is they don't actually need to remove the elevator from down here because, well, you can't see past the floor. So they do just create this. Only this room has a flip map. This one does not. And that means there are always going to be two keys because there's a key that's visible down here you can't get. But they don't remove it when they do the flip map. There's always going to be two keys in this level and you can't get the one that's downstairs. Okay, still don't have this. Behind the waterfall, missing this rocket. There was a med pack under the crate here. Not even sure. Yeah, we can see it. It's right here. So there is still this medpack, which I didn't check. Activate all the electrified fields, which unfortunately cannot check. Previous version, this was a movable block. They made it into the regular block, which is same as Spinal. Never paid attention there were electric barriers here. Which is interesting because in Final, they don't have the little electrified logo here. Which is the same you have here and you do have in Final. Not sure why they removed them from here. Anything else interesting? So the quad bike is inside here. No big surprise. Not positioned exactly the same way, but no big surprise otherwise. And then you jump out here. Again, no big surprise. Bunch of invisible models here, which are, as far as I can tell, designed so you cannot... They push Lara away, prevent you from grabbing the ledges here, which sort of works. In Final, there is one spot where you can actually grab, and you use that for skipping the level, but otherwise, yeah. That's pretty much all we get to see here. Bit unfortunate that so far we have not been able to go into the compound at all. This dam has been a real barrier to us getting anywhere further for this level. High security compound. Let's see in which state this one is. Did they do any further work on this? Because it was very rough in the previous version. Couldn't go anywhere fast. And the texture... Yeah, okay. This seems to be still the same-ish in terms of the texturing work. Okay, texturing work is different. They fixed the texturing quite a bit, at least. Because there were a bunch of... Yeah, definitely the wrong texture last time. Oof. Immediately murdered this guy. Nice. Like, there were rocky textures and all that. This looks a bit more feasible. So this button doesn't do anything, right? No, this button actually closes the door. I'm going to guess they removed this button because testers were probably trying to trap the guard inside this room instead of opening all the other doors to have the prisoners kill him. So I have all the weapons, by the way. But I'm not supposed to... Oh yeah, there's still wrong textures here. That's a sand texture that has nothing to do here. They removed some of the buttons. This button here opens both doors, I think. So they simplified that a bit in Final, even though it doesn't make much sense. The model of the prisoner, I think, is Final. It was different in the previous version. Model / texturing. What? Excuse me? Is that a... Is there a dude spawning here? In this version? Where does this guy come from? Compound.psx. Yeah, they added a dude here. Which is just going to get murdered. Immediately. Actually, not immediately, as soon as you open this door. Never paid attention, but this is actually clipping into the room. Okay. Do we still have the models outside? Yeah, you have a model here for some reason, which is completely transparent. And you probably have the same. That still exists in Final. Okay. Weird, but okay. Let's see if we can continue. Texturing here is still rough as well. So last time we got stuck because the guard that has the keycard, the guard with the pistol that has the keycards to progress, did not spawn. Oh no, it made the game crash. The guard with the keycard made the game crash, which is a slightly different problem. So we couldn't get any further. So let's see if this time it works. Did they add the med pack behind here? Can I... Oh, oh, okay. I made the game crash again. What the hell was that? Can I not corner jump this? Okay, apparently I cannot. I'm too lazy to actually make the block go all the way around. Textures are wrong here, obviously. No lighting as well. So last time this also just collapsed as you walked on it. So same deal here. Looks like. Which means we should probably just shimmy this. Okay, she refuses to go any further. I'm going to have to jump over above this. I think the second trapdoor is solid, which means I should be able to just do this, which is what I did last time. Does the ladder work at all, by the way? Or is it not implemented? Yeah, there's supposed to be a ladder here. It clearly doesn't work. Okay, so the guard works this time. I'm going to go on the other trapdoor. As the idea is you're supposed to go to the second one because it's closer to the button that frees up the prisoners. I don't wonder if it was perhaps the music triggered that made everything break. Oh, hello. This is a regular MP and not a pistol one. That's interesting. No, there is a pistol. Okay, so there were two. There's two in this version. Where did the prisoners go? Okay. Excuse me, what happened? There's a dead dude here. And this prisoner refuses to move. I think we've got some AI shenanigans here. And also you killed your prisoner, so I'm going to have to kill you manually. Clearly the whole prisoner thing does not quite work at this point. Because we've got... Oh, they probably already killed him. I wonder if in Final they made something similar to Tomb Raider 2, where some of the mercenaries actually don't deal damage to the monks. I wonder if they did something similar to that in Tomb Raider 3 Final, because those guys went down super quick. Key 1. Right, now we can progress. So let me just kill this guy. Since I have weapons that I'm not supposed to have, might as well. Thank you. Have anything? No. So there's one... This guy does not exist in Final. And yeah, there is a long tunnel here. It leads to a fake door in Final. This tunnel is just here so you can try to time you dropping out of the hole with the patrol of the enemy, which is patrolling down this corridor. Right. So we should have... yeah. Again, wrong texture, but this is the cantina, I guess. Kitchen is behind here. Textures are all wrong. What is this, though? Oh, that's where you come back from. This room I'm here right now was a block puzzle in the previous version, which we never got to see. We only saw that in tier view. Looks like they just simplified the whole affair and made this a door as it is in Final. Plop. This is bathroom. L, apparently. Okay, so... It even has a specific texture. We still have the block puzzle. It's a simplified block puzzle in this. It is a bit more complicated in Final, except they probably didn't playtest that properly. It starts with one of the blocks here, which is actually good enough to jump directly to the opening. Because map makers probably assumed you needed the block directly under the opening to get there. Turns out you don't. Which makes the puzzle a lot simpler, obviously. Anything here? No. Like from here. Oh, okay. Oh, it's possible the roof was not this low in the like it's not low enough in this version to actually stand on the block. Not high enough, I mean. It's possible it was. Like in Final, you can stand on top of the blocks. In this version, you can't, so you can't actually skip the puzzle the way you can in Final. So yeah, that would explain why. Probably something they changed. So you can navigate easier because there's two blocks in Final. So it's easier to navigate if you can actually jump on top of the block. And they didn't notice that this actually broke the puzzle. Right. So far so good. This texture should not be transparent. Flip map. Right. I can get up here. All the textures are still wrong. Kitchen is down here. And I assume you can still just go down here and jump on the side like Final. Yeah. So you can skip this entire thing. This does not exist in Final. And in the previous version, where I'm standing right now was already a slide. So I'm not sure how you were supposed to jump from over there to where I'm standing right now. Right. So this is as Final. And you should have a button down here, which shuts down the fire. This reopens the door. Completely optional since you can just kind of walk into the fire anyway. And this, like I said, this was going to be a puzzle, block puzzle, and they decided to remove that, which is probably a good move. Random music, doing random music things again. Right, back to the kitchen. Right, so the models are there, the texture is wrong, but texture on the models is correct. This texture is from the train in Area 51. There's a med pack here, which we don't have yet. So this opens this. This opens this. And the goal in final is quite obviously to open the door here and then lead the MPs to the prisoners. Of course, all our prisoners are dead, so I'm just going to kill them normally so we can progress. And that's how you're supposed to do that in final. Oh, there's another one. Hello. Kind of want to look how this room is different, because I don't think this side of the room exists in final. Let me tell you this real quick. File open. Compound.tier2. Right. We are in... No, this room does exist. Okay, so if you're curious in final what this little corner is for, well, there was an enemy spawning here in the version I'm playing right now, which they decided to remove. This fence does not exist either, but otherwise, yeah, this is the same layout, and this little corner here is a remnant of this guy being here. There is only one MP in final. Clearly decided that the whole prisoner thing was not going to be enough if you start adding a fuck ton of enemies. And probably the other problem is, if you have too many enemies, there's a good chance that one of them is not going to path the way you want it to, and that's going to not be a fun problem to solve, is my assumption here. Like, you're just adding additional chances of failure for your whole shenanigans. Quad bike is here on the monitor for some reason. Not sure why. Interesting sound. That sound, we don't have that sound anywhere in final. In any of the games, I don't think. Okay, so I assume this immediately kills us. Yes, as it should. Room just for the trapdoor to go up, that's fine. They added... Oh, I think they removed in final this barbed wire. Because in final you can just directly jump on the slope here. There is this barbed wire in this version that prevents you from doing that. I hope we're not going to be stuck trying to get out of a crawling space. I think we just stand up properly. Yeah, okay, we're fine. Why did you turn right? I have no idea. Because I didn't tell you to do that. Okay, so does the script where the prisoner presses the button work at all? It does! Beautiful! Camera angle does not fix itself, but yes. I still have a problem with camera angles just not playing nice. So as a result, this guy is forever stuck on this side, which is fine. Does the switch do anything? Okay, I can't even interact with the switch. Fair enough. There is a turret. There was a turret here in the previous version. There is. Hello. So there's a turret here. This turret does not exist in Final. In the previous version there were lasers here, I think, that you had to dodge. Here they removed the lasers, and in Final they just removed the turret as well. But the point was, I think, to introduce the concept of turrets and lasers, so you don't have to figure out that concept with this guy hiding over here chasing you. Which I think was a good idea, so I'm not sure why they decided to remove it. It was a good concept. Because you have the same idea here. And there's even two turrets, you only have one in Final. Little radar dish here, I think does exist in Final as well. Never particularly pay attention to it. Right, so you go downstairs. Free the prisoners. And those prisoners' job is to go kill the MP we just saw earlier. The AI is not particularly interested in doing that. Their job is to kill the MP, so we get the keycard the MP has. At least in Final. In the previous version of this, as far as I could tell in TRView, there was actually no need for a keycard. Because there's no door. So we don't have to kill the MP, we can just stealth this directly. Now there's a keycard. And that means we need the MP. There we go, and we need the prisoners to kill this guy. Oh, hey. Come over here, please. Excuse you. Man, those prisoners are useless. Okay. Not going to wait for the other one to come in. Clearly, the whole prisoner thing requires some work still. So the keycards are not colored at this point. Wait, are they in Final? No, they have the butt plugs instead. Butt plugs, the little... Yeah, they look like butt plugs. Those things are colored. And I think that's what... That's a flip map. That was a bit sudden. Texture went completely different here. Oh, right, we have the previous... No, I was going to say we have the previous version with the flip map. No. Okay, so that should disable the lasers. So those guys don't attack me. You can jump above the lasers. I didn't check if you could. I could check if we can. Jump above the lasers. Which means I could have an additional keycard and break everything. Probably. Just for the lulz. So yeah, we should be able to do something like this. Yep, that works. And so I assume if I just do this... Probably still little enough damage that you can just run through that if you want to. Where's the ladder? Ladder over here. Okay, there is another turret here. Also, this guy just disappeared. What is this ground as well? What is happening here? So there's a turret here that doesn't do anything, that doesn't get activated. So we have a prisoner here. two prisoners here, which immediately killed the guy this time. This leads to the tower where the big radar dish is, by the way, as it does in Final. Previous version of this, you actually had two cells here, instead of a cell here and a cell here. Which means that in order to kill this guy... Oh, here's the butt plug, by the way. In order to kill this guy, you had to open this door so the two prisoners from those cells came to help you. Would have been the idea anyway. P1, puzzle 1 or 2? Puzzle 2. Right. Slightly different geometry here. Still have no idea what this ground is supposed to be about. There is a little animated missile launcher in this corner in Final. Right, butt plug goes here.
No.
It's Mark that calls them butt plugs. F117 in this room. Barely visible. Bit more visible in Final. Okay, so this guy is waiting right here. Are you supposed to do anything with him? No, okay. So puzzle here in Final is you've got a little path. I can show you interview real quick. So that puzzle does not exist yet. We are here. Here is the F117. Completely untextured, by the way. With belly is untextured as well. This is what it looks like in Final. Slightly bit more textured. And actually solid landing gear. Anyway, this room here, instead of what we have right now, there is this passage on the side, and the goal is to go behind here, activate this switch, which triggers a killer tripwire, killer laser, in order to kill this guy. Not necessary to kill him, but it is how you're supposed to kill him. In the room we are right now, there is none of this, and you actually have tripwires to activate the turret, which is probably going to kill me. I can try it. There's another tripwire here. So I'm not sure if we just don't kill those guys and continue. Let's try. Yeah, the turret shoots at me. So the goal is clearly not to use the turret to kill those guys. Should be able to just jump above this. I failed, but I should be able to jump above this. It's annoying because there's an MP behind me which is blocking the camera. If I do this, alright, so I can just jump above. The MP do not trigger the lasers. And I'm just supposed to continue running. I guess I can bring the MPs outside to get killed by the... Okay, this guy cannot follow me. Which might be exactly why this is high enough that those guys can't follow me. Because you're not supposed to kill those guys. Alright, do we have the skip here? Probably. What you can do in Final, and you probably can do here, I need to be full health though. Going to heal. Is do something like this. Land on the slope and skip half the level. I'm not going to do that. But clearly that already existed. The geometry is the same. That's going to kill me. There was something on the roof here. Okay, so this should lead to the control room, I assume. Right. Excuse you. Okay, we might have to do the skip because some genius put the button behind the mesh. So I actually cannot access the button. Okay. Well, that was well playtested. Hey, Happy Emperor, good morning. Yeah. Slight issues. So I'm going to go to the top of the tower just to see what it looks like, but clearly we can't access this button, so we can't play the game as expected. But since I can just skip and go downstairs, we can continue. I can just jump in the hole. Right. So this... So the button is supposed to move the radar on the side so you can jump through the hole downstairs. Doing fine, doing fine. How are you? Having fun with this. So we're going to go all the way back down. We're going to do the skip, and then we're going to jump into the hole, quote-unquote, manually. Should be able to do that here. If I have enough health. I probably want to do that somewhere I'm not going to grab, which is going to be here. So if I do this, there we go. And we are suppose I can just go straight, well, closer to the end of the level, but we're going to play as this is. There is a ladder here. I wonder if the ladder actually works. Or if it's just a texture. Okay, you're supposed to fall down this hole. Can we even see that? Yeah, you can supposed to fall down this hole. There's a ladder here. And I want to see... Yeah, it is active. Interesting. I'm pretty sure that does not exist in Final. Okay. I need to test that one of those days. This might actually work as a ladder, and this might be a remnant of this version. Like the bright green says that it should be a ladder. I need to test that in Final. That's very interesting. Like, it serves no purpose because you're just supposed to fall down there and the texture does not say that it's a ladder. But in this version it does. I should be able to actually test that because ladders go all the way down. So if I grab this little piece of geometry here, I should be able to get the ladder animations. Well, at least parts of it, because there's not enough room to pull my legs on the ladder, but... which side is it? It's this side. So if I go here and drop here... Okay, no, she does not do it. I've seen this bright green on some textures sometimes, and it just doesn't work. So maybe it is a remnant of something, but it doesn't work either. Right, so we've got the current working. Pretty much as Final as far as I can tell. It is as annoying as Final. And as far as I can, in the previous version of this at least... Okay, so they changed it as it is in Final, where you have a door that's supposed to close on in front of the propeller before the propeller kills you. Oh shit. Thanks. Not the first time. Yeah, I've just fell through the water. In the previous version of this, we were able to see that in tier view. There was just a door blocking the passage, instead of having a door in front of the propeller killing you. Not the first time, not going to be the last time I forget to change views. Right. So this is working as expected. Can jump around here. Trying to think if there's anywhere in this level where I need to get out of a shimmy, of a crawl space. And yeah, there's one. So we might get soft locked there. Right, so this opens this door. As final. No surprise there. Now we go underwater into this opening right here. Which, if you remember, we noticed last prototype, that this underwater passage is actually a remnant of a hidden unused room in Area 51. This area we are in here, with the crawling space here. Right, so I assume we're supposed to avoid this guy. Can just kill him if I want to. Just goes to patrol all the way there. This guy is there in final, I'm pretty sure. Can close the door so he stays on this side. Yeah. Okay, I was too late in closing the door, but that's the idea. Close the door so he stays on this side. So we need another plug here. And this should lead back to the base of the radar tower. So we can go on the other side. And now the problem we're going to have, which is probably going to prevent us from finishing the level, is the plug is in a crawling space. And we won't be able to get out of the crawling space, is the problem we're going to have. Hey. Okay, it's not in a crawling space, so we can actually just grab it. In final, there's a secret behind this guy. And also he's always facing towards this door, so you can easily go behind him. Don't have to do any shenanigans with waiting a patrol or anything. I assume you were supposed to wait his patrol. So you can just grab this. Puzzle 2, same as the other one. So you were supposed to come back here with the guns, kill this guy, and then you can access the secret behind here in final. Right, so we can continue. We might be able to finish this level, actually. Surprisingly. Nope, wrong one.
No.
Don't think... I still have the key because I jumped above the lasers, if you're curious. We should be able to just... camera hints, please. They have a problem with camera hints not stopping. Hi. Hello. Can I save? No, I cannot save. I don't have save crystals. Okay. Well, that's a problem. Let me reload. Let me just kill you. Shall we do that again? This is a level they added very early because, again, Area 51 was kind of built as a standalone level originally, and you started in the jail. So, High Security Compound did not exist. Area 51 was like the first level they built. It's the one you've seen all the demos, and as far as I can tell, the earliest demo, well, prototype version we've got from August. There was only one level, and it was Area 51. So, at this point, they did not have any concept for High Security Compound, and they made that into a separate level later. I'm actually running out of medpacks. Interestingly enough. So yeah, this is a level they decided to add pretty late in dev, and that's why it's so rough, I think. Okay, let's save state this. And we might have to blind move until the camera disabled decides to stop. Okay, jumping back works. Yeah, there is a shortcut up here. Texture is wrong, but there is a shortcut here in Final as well. Alright, so now can go down here. Normal current. And we can go to the next area. So what we saw in the previous version is instead of having oh, we're stuck because of this. Underwater switches don't work because Lara is not, well, she's, instead of going closer to the switch, she goes away from the switch when you press action. So this is completely broken as a result. Right, we're going to have to TR-view the rest of this. God damn it. They won't let us finish the level. Right, so we're here. There is a flip map here for some reason. Electrified wire is the yellow laser, so like Final. You get out of here. This prisoner gets activated. Oh, at this point they have added the room with the pistols and the deagle. And a grenade launcher! For some reason, okay. Grenade launcher is not there in Final. Okay, so that was going to be a lot more powerful from this room. Okay. Oh, we have the doggos, by the way. Finally added the doggos. Right. So, can see he's dropping something else. Grenades, okay. So in the previous version of this, you had to drag the prisoner all the way here, or drag this guy all the way down here, because he gave you the pistols. So this room here did not exist. But you still had pathing, AI pathing for the prisoner to go down here. So I'm kind of thinking you were supposed to drag this guy all the way here to the prisoner, and the prisoner was going to kill him here. So there was still this idea of going to this room in order to get the pistols. They probably decided that the AI pathing was just never going to work properly, and they changed the idea. Yeah, patrol. This seems to be all final. The buttons down here. You get the flip map here with the block. You climb up here. And this guy drops you. Can't see it, but right here, puzzle 2, which is the yellow plug, which goes here. But this room, there's a guard here, which they've removed in final. You get outside. There's another guard here. A very basic truck, because the model was not ready yet. And this time, in the previous version of this was the end level trigger, so you never actually got to enter this area. Now they've already changed it so that you can explore this. No items to grab. There is a trigger or an AI ambush for a dude here, apparently. There's even a guard inside here, and the end level trigger is here just as final. Right. So still missing a little bit, but yeah. We have two major bugs in this, and the first one is can't get out of crawl space by hanging out of a ledge. It just soft locks you. And the second is now everything underwater doesn't work, picking up items or pulling switches. Right, next level is Area 51. There's probably no point in actually playing that, because it's pretty much final. Just going to check this. So they haven't changed this prison room into the back of the truck yet. There's still the sign that says armory instead of just an icon of the rifle. Same as the previous version, as far as I can tell. There's a prisoner. Got the turrets. This side room here does not exist yet. Fall down here. We don't have the button yet for the alarm that spawns additional doggos. Trapdoors down here. Everything seems to be as the previous version of this. I don't see any surprises. Go in here, climb the ramp. This room is still here, obviously. Will be here forever. It is, of course, still here in the remastered version of Area 51 as well, in the Tomb Raider 3 remaster, because that's what I actually use as my comparisons. I don't have Retail TR3 installed, so I just use the level files from the remaster, which are pretty much identical to Retail. Medpack here, which I think they added since the last time. Still missing the corridor that is supposed to go under here. No surprises. Okay, this time you need the keyhole. This keyhole was missing last time. You just had the button here for the rocket. No surprise here either. Oh, this time they've got the inside of the UFO, so we probably want to go check this out. Finally. We have the artifact as well. Okay, now I want to play this, because that's the big thing we were missing last time. There was no insight to the UFO, and the end level trigger was... It is still over here. Interesting. So they haven't moved the end level trigger yet. They also haven't added this shortcut. Okay, this is going to play differently because you don't have to come here. So I guess you just climb in the UFO directly and then climb out. Like there's no trapdoor. Okay, we have to play this now. Because it looks like the idea is as soon as you access the room with the UFO, you actually can go inside, grab the artifact, and the ending is still the same where you go to the outside and jump above the fence, as opposed to what we have in Final. So that's the first iteration of actually entering the UFO. Still haven't figured out the final layout yet. Right, so we still have this. Yes, but it wasn't the case at this point because, for example, when you kill Tony at the end of India, he drops the item and then the level just doesn't end. Like, level is just soft locked and there's no end level trigger when you grab the item. So it's possible that trigger was still in the works and not ready yet. It actually didn't have the code for ending the level when you pick up an item. Which is weird because you have that in other Tomb Raiders. I'm not going to go grab everything. There's fewer items here in Final. Okay, let's just go forward. Don't need to grab all the items. Oh, I stuck myself on a corner. Oh, the alarm stops. That's nice. Just get that out. Can I just shoot this guy? No, I need to be in the crawling space. It doesn't spawn immediately. Hey! Hey! Get out of here. Shotgun ammo somewhere on the side here. Music still doing music things. Yeah, so that sound. We don't hear that anywhere else. They changed the sound in Final. The trapdoor behind me, not the one I just went through, in Final is only available if the soldier did not press the alarm. The alarm does not exist yet in this version. So it's always open instead. You get the shotgun down here in Final. Already got the shotgun though. Yeah, those guys have more health in Final. Button? Button. Okay, dropped a med pack. Oh, the enemies finally drop items in the middle of squares. It was not the case in the previous version. So they finally decided to change that. I just noticed. Oh, we can jump above. You can't in final. There's one more laser. Or the laser are positioned higher. So that alarm does not trigger. You can't not activate the alarm in final, I don't think. Not that it matters, the alarm doesn't do much aside from being annoying. Let me go through this corner, please. Thank you. Does it have a name? Code clearance disk. Yes, it does. I think it already did in the previous version. They never quite fixed the transparency issues you have on those platforms. Pretty sure in even on PC retail it does that, where you see through. Oh, also random rocket here for some reason. Don't think that one exists in final. I remember seeing that in the previous version of this as well. Where's the laser? Laser is barely visible, but that's also because I'm playing at a higher resolution than final is supposed to have. I'm playing at like ×2 resolution, I think. If I switch to ×1, it is a bit more visible, I guess. Barely. But basically those lasers are always 1 pixel wide, which is why if you play on PC at a normal resolution at 1080p, they're barely visible. They fixed that in the remaster. Let me get back to ×2. It's not really a bug. It's more of a they didn't think we had that they didn't think that would ever be a problem. Cheap viewers, get out of here. Thank you. Music triggers, which I don't think was there last time. Excuse you. I want to jump here, please. Thank you. Okay, so they closed. There were openings on the sides here for the missiles under here to launch. They closed that in this version. It was still open in the previous one. Hangar. They haven't fixed the typo yet. Access key. Hangar is obviously the place you hang out. That's how it's spelled, at least. Right. Hunger key. Yeah, that's the thing that's wrongly spelled. Yeah, there's definitely more music triggers than in the previous version. So there's been a pass for this. Little tiny music cues. This is not still not textured as final. There's a bunch of computers on the screens here in final. Here's the train. shotgun ammo downstairs, down the corridor here. Let me try to line this up properly. There we go. They have sounds for the trapdoors. Didn't have that last time either. Okay, so same as final. If you let this guy climb all the way upstairs, he's going to summon a rifle dude. That is also the case in final. Just going to demonstrate that because most people just kill this dude easily and never see that. And yeah, summon this guy if you let him go all the way here. Got our lasers. Same lasers as final. Got the UFO. This laser was removed in final. Already there last time. So they haven't given a proper separate texture for the buttons on which the enemies are supposed to press. Which means I can actually press the button, but it doesn't do anything because it's actually a trigger on which the enemy has to step. They don't actually press buttons. I always forget which one we're supposed to start with. I think we start with this one. That is not what I wanted to do. I mean, that works. Bro. Go away. There's another dude here. Right. No? There's a dude that spawns here sometimes. I'm not sure what the trigger for him is. There you are. Get out of here. Missing one of those. Don't remember which one. There we go. Possibly one of the levers which activates this guy. It's possible. Oh, maybe it's when you press a wrong lever. Like there's 3 levers you have to activate. I'm not sure I pressed the correct ones. Maybe it's when you press the correct ones that it makes this guy spawn. I could check that in TRView instead of speculating. We are here. So this one doesn't do anything. This one triggers the MP. No, this line triggers the MP. So I'm not sure why and this line as well. So I'm not sure why it didn't activate earlier. But this entire line is supposed, and this line as well is supposed to activate the MP. So that's a bit weird. It's not actually a switch trigger. I did press the correct switches. Anyway. Get back here. Maybe he just went somewhere I didn't see him. Right, so UFO. Can we enter the UFO? Yes. Looks like we can enter the UFO directly. Also, yeah, we still have the two slopes here above the door, which they changed in final. There's something here? Question mark? What's this? There's a texture here. I've only got 2 flares. Don't think the room with the orcas is there. We'll check, but at this point they haven't added the secrets yet. No, okay, this texture is always supposed to be here, I think. We have the room with the aliens. We don't have anything to open the UFO because it's already open, and this room doesn't exist. We'll see if we have the orcas in Antarctica. We had the orcas in Antarctica in the previous one. So there's no reason to come here, by the way. There is a med pack in the corner. There is no requirement to come here. Where do we enter this? There we go. Right, so we can enter. Texture seems to be final, as far as I can tell. Layout as well. There's a slope here in final. Can we even climb this? We can't climb this. That's too high up. Other side, maybe? No, other side is closed. Okay, so we can't actually go grab the artifact. God damn it, game. I don't know if I can corner bug this. Probably don't have the correct angle. I don't know how to do those things anyway. I tried to use the flare bug last time and it didn't work either. And yeah, you need a different way to have the corner here. Maybe I could try here and see if it teleports me on top of the room. Probably don't have the correct angle for this. Okay, I'm not embedding, it doesn't look like. Oh, barely. Crouching, you think? Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm getting the embed. I'm not good at this anyway. If you want to try, you can go download the thing and try. I'm just not good at it. I know I managed to do it to grab the Midas med pack, but doesn't look like it's working here. It doesn't always work, it depends on how the map geometry is made as well, so possibly... Like, it's not impossible that this slope here, for example, is preventing me from doing it. I'm not sure exactly what the conditions are. Going to check if there's not one of the side that's supposed to be a ladder, but it doesn't look like it. Yeah, so they built the interior. They clearly had the idea of what they wanted to do with this, but nothing further. I'm not going to play the rest of the level, because it's going to be the same thing as the previous versions. So we should still have the... Can barely see it, but we should have the key card. If I activate depths. We still have the key card here. So as it is in final, and then you just finish the level. So they started making the interior. Clearly it doesn't do much yet. And doesn't look like there's enemies. We have the models for the chairs. Doesn't look like there's enemies in here. Let me activate depths as well. so we see a bit better. And also, this is transparent with an alien behind it in final, and that's not done yet. Oh shit. God damn it. Yeah, I was checking. Can check the interior here. So you're supposed to come from here, there's no other entrance. And yeah, no transparent wall with aliens behind as you have in final, so that's still pretty early. And no enemies spawning in this room either, as you have in final. So yeah. What's missing here is a ramp. I think I'm going to show it in this one as well, real quick, so you know what I'm talking about. Texturing work is slightly different as well. There we go. The chairs are better textured in final, obviously. And yeah, you have enemies spawning here. Or is it at the... Don't you have a transparent... Don't you have aliens behind the walls here in final? Am I imagining that? Am I having a Mandela effect? It's not difficult to do because the engine lets you do it. Because of the way the rendering works. When you're here, and you can see that with the depths as well, the way depths is implemented in TiaView. When you're here, only this is rendered. And it's only rendered when you look through the portal, which is this entrance. And then when you're here, only this is rendered. And again, only through the portals. You can only see those parts of the room through the portals. And it's not the only place where you have rooms that are clipping into other rooms, but the engine lets you do it. It's built for that. It purposely only renders what you need to see. This is an optimization because you're running that on PS1 hardware. This is an optimization which actually, as a side effect, allows you to do things like this. It's not what it's built for, but it works perfectly well to let you do that. It only loads in memory those areas, and it only renders them through the portals. The portals are the boundaries between each of the rooms. Don't know if we can... I don't think we can see the portals in this. But yeah, that's how this works in terms of the engine. So you can only see this room through... There would be a portal here, which is the boundary between rooms, and you would only be able to see what's behind here. And when you're building the levels, you have to tell explicitly there's this room, and you have a portal that leads to the second room, and this is how and then the rendering does the work for you. And there are few places, but there are places in other Tomb Raiders where you have things like that to a lesser extent. For example, if you open something as simple as Tomb Raider 1 Midas, for example, which would be 7A? No, that would be 6. Not putting the right one. There we go. 6. You have a case of this, and you will never notice it because it's tiny, and of course the game works properly so you don't see it. Outside of the column room here, and you can see it here, the exit of the column room actually clips over here into the main room. You never see that when you play normally because the game does the work of not rendering this. It can lead to issues in some places, and one typical example is in Tomb Raider 2 in the deck, which would be here, where you have this clipping with this area. So when you jump down here, you fall in the water, grab the key, you see this room, right? This room is actually clipping with this underwater cave, which means that the fish may be floating in this area. And you might end up with Lara targeting the fish in the other room because the room is still loaded into memory, and she ends up shooting at invisible fish. I think the fish can actually damage you as well if you don't kill the fish in this room. So that's one of the places where I've had it happen to me and I was like, what the hell is happening? And that's what's happening. Those rooms are intersecting. You don't see it, but they are intersecting. And actually remaster, when you are in remastered graphic, does not unload those things properly all the time. And I think when you are in remastered graphic, you may actually see the fish floating into the air here. And one of the things that you can see in remastered, they might have fixed it, that was a while ago, but one thing I noticed is also in Tomb Raider 1, this room, that's also a very classical example. This room with the boulder is intersecting with this room here. And when you're standing in, I don't remember where, somewhere here, in remaster, you can actually see this part of the room through the gate here. And when you switch to classic graphics, you don't see this anymore. It works properly because classic graphics is more aggressive in calling those things out of memory. So that's another example. There are a few little examples. It's never big rooms like this, but the game lets you do it. It lets you build rooms that intersect with other rooms, and it works like 95% fine. With little exceptions, like I told you. It can lead to issues, but as a general rule, it works just fine. And there's plenty of little cases like that. For most of the time, those rooms are coherent. They don't intersect, but you have little examples like this where they do intersect. Right, that should be all for Area 51. No, there was nothing else I wanted to check, I don't think. So what would be the next part of this? Pacific Islands. I'm just going to check in Terraria if there's anything new in Pacific Islands. That would be shore.psx. Right. So we won't be able to grab the key because underwater items don't work. The key is somewhere here. In Final, they made it more visible. They put it on a pedestal. It's actually really hard to find here. It's probably have to activate geometry. Yeah, it's right here. Good fucking luck finding it. What else? Secrets here don't exist yet. Although you kind of have the areas where you can stand. This would be made in a proper platform and not just a triangle. It looks like they started making areas for you to walk on. They haven't put the secret yet. Won't be able to go down there because we can't grab the key. This is a death pit instead of being water, same as previous version. We don't have the dart blowing enemies yet. So that's also another thing. Tribesmen here, just as Final. Don't have the secret with the grenades over here. We now have properly the wall blades, the circular ones, instead of moving actual blades. They added this. Don't have the room that goes around the waterfall yet, just a little room with the gems, same as previous version. So no surprise there. They haven't made the trap with the med pack here yet. The med pack and the shifting sand. Again, I think the enemy with the blowing darts was added really late into the game, because all those versions I only see tribesmen with axes, with sticks. I haven't seen any ones with the blow darts yet. Okay, there's wall blades here instead of the fire. And in the previous version, that was a spike trap instead. So they were toying around with what they wanted to do here. Probably not worth playing the level just to see that. There is a platform here that's like final. Missing the spikes on those roofs here, but now the roofs are connected. They were not connected last time. Not much else is different. Then you climb up here, you go across here, and you jump here, and that's the end of the level. No big surprise, not worth playing the level, I don't think. The only difference really is the circular wall blades. That's the only different thing. Next level would be Crash Site. So we're still missing the secrets here. That was the same in tier 1. Secrets are added really late in development. Raptor here. Got the actual crash site. That is not what I wanted to look at. So the terrain here is different, but even though it's more digged up, you can still grab the ledge here and climb early on top of the plane. So they never fixed that, and they actually made it easier by increasing the amount of dirt you have here. Still don't have the soldier in this room. Previous version of this, the T-Rex just immediately died for some reason. So that was funny. You still have the little escape ledge here that goes above here. That hole is plugged in final, but they actually wanted you to do that in this version. Don't have the corridor that goes around, and don't have all the switches in order to open the room. So they weren't quite clear on what they wanted this area to do. So this works. What else? Still the old textures here. And last time, in all the versions we played, this actually breaks with the rocket launcher if you want to. Like the bazooka that you can use yourself. Still have the block puzzle here. I will not be able to get inside because, well, this switch doesn't work. But yeah, we still have the block puzzle here. We were able to enter this room in a previous version and didn't manage to actually make the puzzle work properly because those trapdoors actually were already opened. So the triggers were not working anyway. This room is final, as far as I can tell. Then you go inside. And the rocket launcher was not working properly last time. But you didn't need it anyway because you could just rocket this. Don't think there's any point in playing this. I think I will play this when we have actually all the switches and the corridor here we have in final. So we'll check next version. Next would be Rapids, which is Malibu. So same as previous version, this is actually more visible than final. Where in final you have this platform but textured like the rocks and the button is on the side here, so harder to see. Otherwise, no surprise. Got the kayak down here. We are still missing the area under here that we have in final. So they added this door in the previous version with this button. We have the secret with the platform here. They tried to make this work with a ladder in a couple versions before that, and it didn't work. Won't be able to get to this kayak again because underwater switches don't work. So not much to see here. They have replaced the bridge-like textures you had with proper ropes, so that also works. That's final. What else? This area is properly textured as well. It wasn't in the previous version. Nothing much else to see. I don't think it's worth playing this. I kind of still want to play this to see if we can actually get out of the kayak when we arrive here or not. Because the problem we have so far in all the versions of this we've played is we can't actually swim back up this. Because the kayak bounces back at the boundary between the transparent water and the solid textures here. So I kind of want to see if that actually works in this version. Because they had to fix this at some point. And we kind of wonder how late they actually fixed that. Malibu. We'll go straight for the first kayak. Second one we can't get anyway because of the underwater bug. So I'm curious at which point they actually give me the weapons. At which point do they actually trigger the cheat? Do you poison me? Doesn't look like those guys poison me yet. Okay, now they do. I still got poisoned the other time. Let me just reload. Oh, now I've got all the weapons. I'm not sure at which point. Is it like a timer to which they start giving me all the weapons? I'm not sure how this works. I'm going to reload because I've got a limited amount of med packs and that's going to be a problem. Malibu. Let's just try fast forwarding, see if they give me the weapons on a timer or what. Doesn't seem to be a timer. Not sure how that works. Oh, there we go. I'm checking to see if the shotgun actually appears on Nara's back. I'm not sure what triggers it. Doesn't seem to be a timer. But sort of still? I don't know, I'm not sure. Is it when you've traveled enough, maybe? I don't know. But just give me all the weapons at some point. After the level start. Anyway, what need the weapons now? I don't know, maybe? Nope. Yeah. Those slopes sound a bit finicky. No camera hints. I don't think there's a camera hint in final anyway. Can I do that? Yes. Don't think that platform I'm standing on exists in Final. And you don't long jump this. Grab the ledge. Nope. Yeah, those ledges are finicky. Where am I? It's finicky in Final as well. Nope. Too much on the right. There you go. So there's still no animation for falling in the rapids anyway. You just die on the surface like this. You don't have the spinning around on the water animation. Looks like they did that fairly late. Because again, we're one month and a half before release, basically. Bit less than that. Was it released in like 2021 November? Something like that. No bats coming out of this area, by the way, is a thing we have in Final as well. Oof! Why are you moving the kayak? Don't phase me through the wall, please. No, it has a proper animation. In some cases you can have the camera go under the water, and she does have a spinning specific drowning animation. So as far as I can tell, it is intended. It's not necessarily implemented well, but it is intended. Didn't manage to grab the thing, but that's fine. So as far as I can tell, we still don't have fall damage. Can't see shit, Captain. Okay, we have the proper ropes this time, like I was saying. This to turn. Which disables the blades. Yeah, there's no fall damage. Turn and try to get this way. Don't know if I've got enough speed to do that. Oh, I think looks like we can. At this point, the kayak pretty much behaves like Final, I think. The speed and the animation seems to be the same. There's a lot, again, there's still a lot more slopes on the side which allow you to dog the kayak if you want to. Which I've used before to access all those areas on the side, which the speedrunners do as well. Missing quite a few ropes and traps here, and also bats. Rapids go a lot faster in Final as well, I feel like. Right, main room. Can I... Ah, please. Okay. No piranhas here, by the way. And we want to go this way. And yeah, let's see if we can climb this at all. Because we couldn't last time. She just bounced back. Hey, no. Okay, we still can't. Oh boy. So far, this level has not been completable once. Aside from getting the boat, exiting the boat early. It's not been completable as intended once. Do we have a spot where we can just get out of the boat? Like, do I stop moving at some point? Yeah, I stop moving here. I fast forwarded this a bit. And then I get kind of stuck. Can I try to swim over there? I don't think I will be able to do much with that. Because it's all slopes here anyway, so I won't be able to climb the water anyway. It's all current and can't do anything. Missing a texture here, by the way. Just noticed. And yeah. That's going to be it for Malibu, I think. Not much else to see here. Still missing the wheel here, which I replaced by a completely placeholder mesh for this. So that's been the case the entire time as well. Then you go down here. No crocodiles down there yet either. Press the switch, go through the door, and level trigger. No big surprise there. Yeah, they made this standable as well. No big surprise here either. I think we are missing a flame puzzle here. Like, we should have... We barely see it, but we should have the monkey bars here, but there's no flamethrower puzzle. And we don't have the flamethrower puzzle here either. It's just monkey barring. This column doesn't exist in Final. But that's the same as the previous version of this we've seen. Nothing new. Nothing new. Okay, what's the next level? Next level is Tri-boss? Yeah, Tri-boss. Okay. So again, this seems to be the same as the previous version. There's no arrow enemies. So there's no enemies at all in this area. We don't have the collapse of this tunnel that you have in Final. Most people don't notice it, by the way, so let me show you real quick. Data. Triboss.tr2. In Final, when you go through here and arrive here, there is an earthquake and there is a flip map here. This actually collapses this tunnel. It's quite funny that they actually made the texture and the model for this, even though you cannot come back here to actually see that. I guess you can see it at an angle from here, kind of. But yeah, this tunnel collapses. And this then activates the flip map where this room is accessible. Which I guess it always was, to be honest. But yeah, this tunnel collapses. Most people will notice that you cannot go through this room again, but they don't see that this is when you pass the earthquake here. There is an earthquake and a flip map, and that actually collapses this tunnel, and that's why you cannot go back here. Some people probably try to go here and just so, oh, it's blocked, you can't do it anymore. But that's it. The reason you don't want players to actually try to do it is because this trap is activated and you would be soft locked in this area. In the version we're playing right now, there is still a flip map which is activated. The flip map is activated naturally when you activate the giant boulders here, and the flip map actually blocks this tunnel directly. Because, of course, at this point, there was no intention of having a secret up here. So it just blocks this wall instead of collapsing it here. But that's the same idea. You still have the TR1 block here. You still have the TR2 style spike wall instead of the double-sided one you have in Final. And yeah, last I played, this boulder just stopped immediately. This boulder works as intended. And I kind of want to play this still because it looks like they added the spawn for the lizards that we didn't have last time in this boss fight. So I kind of want to try the boss fight now. So I think we're going to play it just for this. See if the boss fight actually works. The rest of the level seems to be the same as the previous version. Previous version, the boss fight, there was just one phase. You shoot at the dude until he dies, and there's no shield, and there's no spawning creatures. Temple of Puna. There we go. Oh yeah, textures are broken on Nara. That was the case in the previous version as well. No enemies here. We still don't have the swimsuit that she has in Pacific in Final. That doesn't exist yet. Oh, also this level for some. Well, first of all, the sounds of the spinning blades are broken. We have dying Lara sounds instead. The sprint is broken in that I cannot turn when sprinting, and that's only in this level for some reason. So this level might be working on different versions of the scripts. Yeah, we have Lara dying sound instead of the spinning blades. Oh, that damaged me. Wrong buttons as well. Yeah, I can't turn when sprinting. Oop, that's... Yeah. Did I save? I don't think I saved. I can do restart level. Yeah, the inventory is also wrongly textured. Let's try this again. Oh boy. Sounds. Just going to be cautious. I can't even interrupt the sprint when it started. That's killing me. Oh, when Nara dies, it makes a crow sound. That's funny. I even pressed this button. Yes, I did. I think. Did we press everything? Yeah, we did. The sprinting animation is different than usual as well. Pull the block. Spike wall is here. It's just kind of not rendering so well. Medpack, I'll take that actually. Flip map actually changes the texture. Yeah, this boulder just falls and doesn't quite work. This one does work properly. Or should? Question mark? Okay, this one doesn't work anymore. It worked in the previous versions. That's a bit anticlimactic. So now the wall is blocked on the side. You can go into the boss room. Yeah, getting in the inventory plays the wrong sound as well. It just plays an explosion. Because, yeah. Right. Oh no, you just die instantly. Okay, so we don't get... Let me try to use a less powerful weapon, actually. Can we please? There we go. Okay. He's turning and spawning this. I can still shoot at him. I don't know if I can still kill him. There's no shield effect. Can I kill him while he's like that? No, it doesn't look like I'm doing damage. And he's back to throwing... Okay, so the boss fight seems to be working properly. As it does in Final, mostly. Is not spawning the crystal, can't end the level, but... They did add this second phase we didn't have before. Right. What else do we have? Next level would be London. As we play this in the order it is proposed. So, Fame's Wharf. We couldn't play Fame's Wharf last time. Where is it? Roofs.psx. We got blocked last time in this room because we couldn't redirect the cleaner robot. This is apparently a cleaner robot. Because we could only push this once and we could not go above in order to push it again. So it looks like they fixed that. Kinda want to test it now. It's an annoying level, but we could try to test it now. Also, we have to kind of cheat in order to get there. Because we cannot shimmy out of this. Again, getting out of crawling spaces is broken. So we'll have to go directly down there and like try to not take too much damage from the fire, basically, in order to continue. Or we could still skip by climbing here and jumping on the side and going here. That still works. And level trigger is still here. Have they added the top of this building? No, we don't have the block at the middle, so there's no accessing the openings on the side here and accessing the secret. Right. The secret area does exist, though. There's just rats in here for some reason and a med pack. Okay, so we have one hidden area here. There's a trigger for some reason all the way down here. Don't ask me why. Anyway. Let's see if we can make the robot work this time. Camera, please. Don't do that to me. We don't have the items yet. There's a guy spawning behind me. Okay, so if I do this... Yeah, I will need to crouch in order to pass this, but that works. Right. Allows me to skipping the entire first half of the level, basically. Which is what I had to do last time. Right. Where do we start this? I don't remember. There's a button somewhere, right? That is already accessible. I don't remember in which order we do things. Pretty much everyone skips this anyway. So yeah. So this is field. I don't think we have a... Oh yeah, there's going to be underwater switches I can't activate anyway. I'm not even sure I will be able to access the room. That's going to be a problem, isn't it? God damn it. Because there should be another water switch in... Yeah. And now I can't do anything because Lara just floats away from the switch instead of floating closer to it. So, yeah. Don't think I will be able to do much else. There's stuff in this room, but I won't be able to do much. Right. Because I need the water in order to go across that. Yeah, that I won't be able to do more than this. What else? So next level after that is actually All Hallows, as it still is. Oh, okay, All Hallows makes me crash. I think it made me crash in the previous version as well, so that's a bit annoying. Let me... So I don't expect there's going to be anything new. We're going to be stuck because, again, we can't crouch, get out of crawling spaces. And one of the keys is behind a crawling space. So there's not much else to see there. Give me a sec. Next one is going to be Aldwych. I have to tell OBS to look at the correct one. This one, there we go. Okay, so we still have the Freemason style area here. We still have the weird stairs here. We still have the block hiding the hole here as well. So all of that is as the previous version. Key here. We still have the fire in this room. Don't have the secret here. This puzzle worked properly last time. Grab the key here. This is still open. No big surprise here. This is pretty much final, except the doors. What else we got? Where's the Freemason area? It's down here. So is already final. Last time they replaced a couple version, there was an additional key, a third key here. So you actually had to do all the puzzle and open this room at the end. Because you needed 3 keys here. Instead of just 2. So that's something that changed in the previous version. Missing the corridor in the middle here. Nothing else to see that is different. Yeah, one thing that was different as well. Still don't have the secret up here either, in this room. One thing that was different last time is this room, yeah. You are still missing, you can access the secret, I guess, in theory, if the door, all the way down, where is it? Down at the end, which I don't know where the end is, in this Hell of the Devil, right. This door here wants to open by having the guy walk into there. And you press the button, then you go back through the train again. Train is a flip map, by the way. What the train does is flip this into this. So it's actually connected. The train does not actually move. That's just a trick where you have the two exits, and before moving you have this, and after moving you have this instead. It's just all a trick. And so you can press the button and then take the train again and come back here to get the secret. But we are missing the second part of the room here with a button to actually reset the train again so you can finish the level. So as far as I can tell, I didn't play all the way through that to test that, but as far as I can tell, we would be soft-locked doing this secret. There's not even a secret trigger, but we would be soft-locked going back here. Otherwise, I don't think there's anything else to test here that would be different from the previous version. So yeah. Wrong texture here. No, that seems to be texture we see randomly there. Oh, I kind of want to test if the trains work, because last time the trains spawn, but they don't actually move and kill you. So let's just test that real quick. Aldwych. I fast forwarded. So I'm already in the water. Right, let's test the trains real quick. Random music. Jump scare! Yeah, there's no train. Trains still won't work. So the train does spawn, just doesn't do anything. You can pass through it. You can look what's behind. That's been the case for all the prototypes I've played so far. Right, so nothing new to see here. Next level is Lutz Gate. So Lutz Gate has been a fun one. It's been through a lot of different iterations. How is it called? Tower.psx. Right. So this mostly seems to be final. They still have the stalactite model that they decided to remove. We now have this passage which is like final. So this is a bit different than the previous version, I think. Because I don't think we had the tunnel doing that last time. We will still be unable to test any of that because, again, we get stuck because of the crawling bug getting out of here, unfortunately. So we can't, we literally can't test much of this. This is mostly final, as far as I can tell. It seems to be some areas that don't have water for some reason. That's a bit weird. The tunnels are vertical instead of being slightly sloped as they are in Final. This room still wouldn't work because you don't actually have... yeah, you don't have enough space to drop down here, even if dropping down out of crawling space worked. But they did make a key here, and I wonder if we now have this guy dropping a key. Yeah, this guy is now dropping the key. So same as Final. So parts are starting to get together. And we do have here the second UPV, which is going to be hidden behind a wall if you grab the first one. There's a flip map here for this. What else? That's how it works in Final as well. This room seems to mostly be like Final as well. So yeah, not much else I can explore since we can't get past this. We have puzzle 1 here. And then the choice between continuing, which leads to the top of the Sphinx and then leads you back to the hideout of the bugs, so you can drop the puzzle item here and open door to get downstairs here, which is the only remnant of the cave-style maze you were supposed to have here, that they were planning to have here. There's no air pocket in this one, it looks like. Also, there's a weird texture here. Weird stretch model here. There's an air pocket like here in Final, if I remember correctly. Have they changed this start? No. We're still missing like the area with the barbed wire on the slope that is supposed to prevent you from jumping from up here directly into the water down here. You can still do it in Final, but they at least try to prevent you from doing it. Right. Then you've got the elevator shaft, and the end of the level is over here. So it's interesting because this model... So this is like Final. You go into the scrolling space, go down here, there's this little drop down, you climb back here, you crawl here and end level. Except they also haven't removed the end level trigger you have here. So you won't actually get to see this part that they've actually built and that is Final. That you will get in Final. Don't actually get to see it because there's still the old end level trigger right here at the top of the shaft here. Anyway, what I want to try now, and there's not really any need to check in TerraView, is does the boss fight with Sophia Lake works? Because it kind of worked in the previous version. Except the game crashed when you shot the box. The box was in a different place, but the electric box that kills Sophia, the game crashes when you shot it. So let's see if that actually works this time. So we have the loading screen for London now, which we didn't have last time, I don't think. Right, so come back out of here. There is an antechamber here which does not exist in Final. There is the secret area, they added that in the previous version as well. Sophia is already here instead of being here. Okay. Can I jump across? Because you can jump across in Final. Okay, it looks like you can. in previous version of this, the other street was actually too far and you couldn't jump across. Maybe a diving jump? It looks like I should be able to do it. Yeah. So, do you push me? Yeah, you push me. Okay, so same as final. Seems to work exactly as intended. Of course, now I'm stuck on this side and I'm just going to die. She randomly laughs, and yeah. Missing the sounds, but otherwise, this is final. We can check the... You can check this, but we will get soft locked in there anyway because of the crawling space bug. Yeah. And now we're stuck. Right. Button. Trapdoor. Trapdoor is actually not required because you can just do this instead. So yeah, completely unnecessary. That was already the case in the previous version. There's a platform down here for some reason. Let me check that. Oh! What the fuck? Can I not? Huh. Is that a specific effect to prevent me from jumping on the other side? No, because I can... Oh. Kind of? Okay, this is weird. They sort of have a pushing effect if I try to jump across, but not all the time? That's a bit strange. Yeah. Seems to be just Sophia pushing me, which I guess it works with triggers maybe. I like the idea. They don't have that in final. Okay, so the electric box is on the other side. And I kind of need to get there, please. Because now she's actually preventing me from going there. Okay, so you need to go basically in the corner here. So you don't see her. And so you can shoot the box, maybe. Which is a bit annoying. Can I? Yeah. And I just shot the box, I think. And the game freezes when you do that. So, same as the previous version, as far as I can tell. It's still not working. Right. Reset. What's next? I think next is just Antarctica. Yeah, we've already been through those. Not sure if there's anything special to see in Antarctica. Oh, we have the loading screen, which we didn't have last time. So that's nice. We're missing the boat, which might be a problem. They also gave us a boat down here, previous version. So we also don't have that. We had a sound where we went freezing last time. We also don't have that. Oh, orcas. They have a camera hint for the orcas. Hello. Where is it? Where do you go? Where's the spawn for this dude? There was a really close, really small camera hint, which we didn't have last time. We had the spawn, but we didn't have the camera hint. It's supposed to be right here. It's probably swimming somewhere on the under the ship, actually. Where is he? I have no idea where he is. I'm going to... Oh, he's right here. Hello. And I'm dead. Let me... Oh, I don't have a save for this. Restart. Yeah, it's a shame that they removed that. They did move the orcas into Area 51, but there was no particular reason to remove the orcas from Antarctica. Aside from the fact that they tend to go in places where you can't see them, but I mean, that's not a big problem. I guess the problem would be that they gave you a nice camera hint for the orcas, but the orcas don't actually play any role in the game. So the camera hint itself would be confusing, but then just remove the camera hint, I guess. Because if you give a camera hint that it makes the player thinks that there's a reason for the orca to be here, that it's going to play a part in the puzzle, and that's just going to be confusing. I mean, it's not even an enemy, it doesn't attack you. Just like in Area 51. Orca doesn't attack you. So, it's not an enemy. It has an animation for turning around, what the hell? And it sings. That's so cool. I think they do sing in Area 51 as well. I haven't seen this animation where they turn around before, but maybe I never paid attention. I want to see that again. Let's try this again. Right, we get the camera hint here. If I stay here, we can actually see it a bit longer. It does swim to you, it looks like. So it does have an AI of swimming towards you. And we didn't get to see it here, but there is an animation... we saw an animation of him turning around earlier. Now he's all the way down here now. Of course, I can't stay long enough in the water for it to actually matter. We're not seeing the animation anymore. Yeah, there it is. Do you see that? I don't think I've ever seen him do that in Area 51. So maybe that's something they removed. You have to be behind him, maybe, for him to do that? Yeah, you have to be behind him. He just did it again. Like, it has an AI that makes him go towards you. So if you're behind the orca, it does the animation of turning around. That is absolutely adorable. kind of a shame that they didn't do anything with that. The problem this has as well is the Orca has no collision. So that's kind of missing. Anyway, anything else we want to see in this level? There's still this section that goes completely outside of the map. No surprise there. We are missing the boat, apparently. A inflatable boat is apparently been reduced to this. Possibly because they were redoing the model at this point. So yeah, that will be a problem. Anything else we want to look at here? Oh, they added something down here. In Final, there's the key for this shack. This shack is, you can't actually get in there, and they put a safe crystal here. So they had the idea of putting something down here, which did not exist in the previous version. Supposed to lead you to places? Maybe? Possibly? Like maybe it's a bit far, but maybe it was related to this as well. They now blocked this that was actually communicating with this area. So they changed that. This and this communicated. They switched things a bit and they blocked this area. Okay, so that is the position it has in Final, as far as I can tell. Anything else of note? I kind of wonder if the doggos work, because so far in none of the versions, none of the doggos worked. So I might actually go all the way through there to check if the doggos work at all. They finally moved the boxes here so you can access the button, because the boxes were actually here instead and you couldn't access the button. So they fixed that. It was kind of a shame that this did not work. Anything else of note? Not really. This is pretty much Final. They added the med pack here we didn't have. Missing the door here, but otherwise... And level trigger here. Yeah, this is pretty much... This is very, very close to Final. Let me just check if the doggos work and if you can go through to this room. But otherwise, there's no reason to particularly finish this because this seems to be working. The problem is, how do I get there? Because I don't have the boat. Might have to spam med packs. I don't know if I have enough med packs to spam. That's actually going into a problem. I might be soft locked out of this. Simply because the boat... Kind of want... Maybe we just go through the ship and see if the not working boat over there actually works or not. Let me see how far I can go with this though first. But not like... Oh. I soft-locked myself. I should be able to climb above here and that will give me a bit more distance. Like, how many med packs do I have? I don't think they're unlimited. So I've only got one of each. Can I please? I can't, apparently. There we go. Might as well grab the med packs that are in there. That will give me more med packs. That can't hurt. That's a rocket, that's not a med pack. Okay. It's not that far. That is not what I wanted to do. Up! Almost. Not play this so well. But this should be doable. There we go. Right. By the way, do we still have the fact that when I'm below monkey bar and I do action and forward? Yeah. They removed that in final. Because the problem is it's anywhere below a monkey bar, even if you're way too far below to actually grab it. So it led me to a few confusing moments where I was like going forward and action to grab something else. And Lara just trying to grab a monkey bar that was nowhere she could actually grab. Probably why I decided to remove it. Okay, please don't kill me. Those guys are super tanky as well. 3 deagle shots. Whereas the Area 51 dudes are just 1. For some reason. Oh! Doggo's work! Hello, Doggo. Right, that's the first build where the Doggos actually work. That's pretty much all I wanted to see here. Dog isn't working anymore. Yeah. Okay. There's not much else to do here anyway. I think that's all. We still won't be able to play Arix Tech Mines because, again, trawling space. I'm going to check if there's anything new, but last I checked in TRView it was pretty much final. But you can't actually play through it because... where is it? Mines.psx. Because right at the beginning here, you need to get out of a crawling space, and of course you're still stuck. Okay, so at this point, and that's the part I would really like to see, you actually have the bottom of the elevator shaft here, which they removed. In final, they removed this entire section, which is a shame. They moved the button here. It was down here previously to open this door, and then this works as final, as far as I can tell, minus the secrets. This is final. There was an additional crowbar somewhere for some reason. Like there's still the crowbar here. Somewhere here. Puzzle 1. And there was a crowbar where the crank was. Which is... This is a fun level to explore as well. Where is it? Yeah, down here. There we go. Down here. Oh, it's still there. There's another crowbar here for some reason. I wonder if at some point I don't really have any previous version of this. The crank is also not in the water, it's right here. So you can just go here and grab both items. And never have to go to the other one in the way it is currently built. Which makes me think that maybe at some point there was only 2 tracks for the train instead of 1. Who knows? So you still have this, which flip maps into this. The cable is here, it was missing last time. This is still untextured down here. And missing a breathing space. There should be an intermediary breathing space as well, which we're missing. There is a music trigger here for some reason, even though that... Oh no, this area does exist. Okay, the secret is ready. It's just doesn't have the trigger for the secret yet. And otherwise, this is final. Not much else to look at here. This is pretty much final. Okay, let me check. Hey, Frenchie, what's up? Good morning, good morning. It is still morning by... No, it is 37. I was going to say 57, no. City of Tinos. It was also pretty much final last I played this. So I don't think there's much to check. The Wasp work, kinda. Don't have the invisible platform to get the secret yet. They've added the fallable block, so this secret should work now. Except I'm not sure what triggers it. Let me see if I can see that. Items. Switch. Okay. So now this switch makes the block fall. I think that's not set up exactly the same way in final. City.tr2. Right. So this fallable block, there's like 3 places where this mechanic exists, by the way. One of them is the 4 room in Tomb Raider 1 with the hammer. You get the hammer down and it makes those 4 blocks, which you can then push around. Second place is Floating Islands in Tomb Raider 2, where you have a similar block, not used to push around, but a block that falls into the lava, which is actually exactly the same mechanic. And then you've got this one, and that doesn't show anywhere else. This is also triggered by the same switch. Okay. What opens this then? What opens this door in final? Right. This is opened by this switch here. Right. In the previous version we played, this switch does not exist in this hell of a room. And instead you had a switch in the water room down here. You had an underwater switch here, which did the same thing, opened the door downstairs here. So they decided to move that over here instead and make it a timer as well, which is very fun. And this is final. Make the blocks fall. Alright, to get access to this secret. Otherwise, I don't think there's anything else to look at in this level. Not going to bother just playing to see this block fall. I expect this should work exactly as it should. We're missing... There is additional damage textures in this room in final we don't have yet. We're also missing a bunch of little wasp spawning areas. There's one here. Okay, so it looks like they started adding them. Wasp spawn areas that we didn't have in the previous version. There's still this guy down here that they removed in final, which made this entire room a bit more interesting, I guess. Wasp spawning area already built. What else? We're missing the... There is a block behind here with an item that is missing. Another thing I wanted to check, which is different from final. Right, this area. They moved the med pack further down in final, so that corresponds to final. And yeah, not much else to see. And you go down here. This is another case of intersecting room, by the way. because the exit here actually intersects with this trap room, which you come out of when you exit one of the rooms. I don't remember which one. Either the fire room or the earth room. I think it's the earth room. Yeah, it's when you exit the earth room. You go down here to this passage, and then there's a bunch of swinging things. It intersects with the exit that you see here. And level trigger here. Let's check if the boss fight works at the end. And that will probably be it for this prototype. New game. Alright, I don't have weapons. Is it me or is it a bit smaller than Final? The boss. It feels a lot smaller than Final. Might be imagining things. Seems to be a bit less aggressive. It also refuses to die. Okay, now I've got the weapons, so let me... Yeah, it seems like that, doesn't it? Okay. So that works. Can I grab the items? Last time in previous version when I grabbed the item, the game... Yeah, does that. Okay, so it still doesn't work. Actually, it seems to move. It's just very... Oh, and I can get out. Okay, so it kind of works this time. For some reason. He seems to be a lot less aggressive as well. It was more aggressive in the previous version. Okay, this time it works. Also, Lara is not properly pointing the Desert Eagle at enemies when you're at high angles, if you pay attention to that. I need to check if getting in the hole where the meteor is kills you. Nice preview item. Okay, let me check if he actually kills you, because I feel like that's missing. Okay, it's just not working at all. Okay, when you're in front of him, he actually tries to attack you. What I feel like is they made him smaller and broke his AI so that testers could actually properly test if the whole puzzle worked. So we're in like a testing phase right now. Okay, this probably kills me, missing the fire effect for this. The texture down here I think are final. This should also kill me. This does. Previous version it was the normal size. I think this is just a testing thing. To check if... to let the players try to grab the artifacts, which did not work at all last time. There were platforms down there that they removed in this version as well, so clearly there was work between the last week version of this and this one. Do I have all the artifacts? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so in Final, when you grab all the artifacts, the meteor goes down there, and then you can finish this guy off. And yeah, that works. He dies for real. The animation works as you would expect. Meteor is still there, though. Excuse me. Ladder, please. The ladder worked last time. Okay. They broke the ladder. That's a bit annoying. Well, we can't get out, I guess. Unless there's a ladder somewhere else, but there's not. Well, I guess that's it, folks. The rest is going to be into our view. What's the name of this one? Chamber? Yeah, chamber. There we go. Yeah, tiny willard. Right. So, ladder, question mark. There is no flip map here. The ladder are shown properly, but there must be something else that allows me to actually make them work properly. So as far as I can tell, most of the geometry and triggers seem to be there. Got music triggers here. That seems to be there into our view, yeah. I'm going to try it again. Let me look at outside. Got the big slope. Music trigger. We're missing most of the enemies here. There's also room here with more enemies in final. Helicopter coming from here. We're missing all the enemies, actually. There were a couple enemies in the previous version of this. Looks like they removed them. All the end-level triggers should be there, though. Let me try the ladder again. But otherwise, there doesn't seem to be anything else interesting. Can I, please? There we go. Yeah, I was like, maybe I'm at the wrong angle. No, it just refuses to work. Well, not like this, that's for sure. Yeah, just doesn't work. Let me try if it works before killing Willard, just in case, but I don't think that's how this works. Can we, please? Oh, I think I froze the thing. Reset. And now there's no sound because... Oh, not what I wanted to do. Because you have to put the sound back up manually. But that's fine for what you're trying to do. Yeah, no, same deal. Right, well, that's it for this prototype, I guess. Okay, start, close game. I have one more prototype, I believe. Fresh boot, please. Which is a couple weeks after that. Fast forward this, please. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. That's Tomb Raider. Wrong one. Tomb Raider 4. Close game. Because I have prototypes for Tomb Raider 4 as well. Start file. Yes, this is Tomb Raider 4. Do I have no other Tomb Raider 3 protos? We can go look at Tomb Raider 4 protos because I wanted to do that anyway. Let me check real quick. I thought I had one more, but maybe I don't. Hidden Palace. Okay, which one was I playing? I was playing the October 13. Yeah, there's more. I just haven't downloaded them. So give me a sec. We were playing October 13, right? Yeah. Well, there's October 15, 2026. So there's more. Let me download that real quick and we'll see. Again, there's probably not going to be much more differences because we're talking a few days. That's like 2 days later. Where's the download for this? Download. Should be pretty quick. This is literally 2 days after this one, so we're just going to go through TRView real quick. I don't expect there's going to be much changes. We will check if the crawling bug has been fixed and the underwater bugs have been fixed, because that will open up some areas, if that's the case. New folder. Good streamer has clearly well prepared his stream before starting. This is 10:15. Right, let me check that real quick as well. Where is the text? 15, there we go. That splash screen wasn't there before already. That's a change. We have the menu music we didn't have. So somehow a bunch of stuff have been changed already. Any level... Well, we can check Aric's Tech Mines real quick, because that one is going to be blocked really quick if we don't have the crawling bug fixed. So we can check that real quick. Yeah, we have a crawling space right here. Let's see if that works at all. Nope, it's still broken. Alright. Okay, other thing we can check is Coastal Village, because there's the key right at the start on the water, so if we can't grab that, we know that's also still broken. And there's not much else we'll be able to see in this prototype. Where's the key? Key's right here. Okay, underwater stuff is fixed. So we can go check a bunch more stuff now, which would be Nevada, high security compound. And we also want to check if the kayak is fixed in Malibu. But first, let me real quick extract the level files from the ISO so we can look at all of that in TRView. Otherwise, we won't be able to do much. Okay, where did I have that? What was the tools the tool I used for that last time? Need to find that again. It's not here. What did I use for this last time? Where did I even install the thing? I don't even remember how the tool was called. Of course, it's not in the start menu, because that would be too easy. Check my downloads. ISO toolkit, where did I install that? Might as well just reinstall it again, it's a zip anyway. Or not. Okay, I'm not going to spend half an hour on this. We're just going to check the things we wanted to check, and it's getting late anyway. Let's check Nevada real quick, and I will just prepare this properly for next time. Let's see. It's like we're still missing a bunch of sounds, unless it's the volume problem. Yeah, it is a volume problem. Wrong music for this. Okay, we have the sounds for the snakes. Do we have the planes? Nope. We have you. Yeah. Don't have any better weapons, unfortunately. No. God damn it. I have a restart level. Let's try this again. Thank you. There's another one behind me. Where is he? Oh, there you are. Thank you. Alright, attempt number 2. Alright, so basically I can open the levels in TRView, but I need to actually get into the ISO with a ISO extractor or ISO or something to mount the thing, so I can go into the folders and extract the levels, and then TRView is perfectly capable of opening them directly, which is very nice. At least when it's not crashing trying to do it, as it's doing with All Hallows in the last few versions. Let me just ignore you. Up. This is why you quick save. Oh, now I have the weapons. Again, it doesn't happen immediately, but at some point it does. Still missing a med pack here. This jump is still annoying. Just passing. Okay, still the old texture for the ladders. Same as last time. Texture here is different. Here. That's different. It's not the same as Final either, so they were toying around with that, it looks like. Does the item preview works? Okay, that doesn't work. What was I doing? Oh, I'm already up here, okay. There we go. Okay, item preview is the same as the previous version. It really worked best in the early version, in like August and all that, where you had the properly rotating item preview. At some point they broke that or tried to change it and it stopped working properly and they decided to just scrap it. Okay, we still have this triangle tile here. No fighter flyby. Oh. Oh, that almost worked. Well, I can't do it anymore. There we go. We still have the block here. They removed that block in Final. Double texture, what do you mean? That's going to be too far, isn't it? No, that actually works if you do that. That's a bit too far, isn't it? Yeah, they changed the texture there. The top of the texture is a regular ladder, but the bottom is like clay. Oh, okay, they finally added this room. It wasn't there in the previous build. So that's a secret room. They give you the Uzis here, like the proper Uzis, but I've already got them, so that's probably why it shows up as ammo. Just passing. Okay, it's still those guys. Alright, let's see if that damn ass actually works this time. Still missing... No, they fixed the missing texture that was over there earlier. We were playing that earlier, so I remember. Burb. When does that burb spawn? When you jump here, maybe? Yeah. There you go. They added the snake here, which was missing last time. So they added that. We still have our double cactus. Oh, they added this room. Wasn't there last time. Okay, this works. It just gives you a med pack, I think. Oh, gives you MP5 ammo. No, that's not even MP5 ammo. I didn't see that properly. It's a rocket. Right. So, starting to get all the little touches of all the little things that were missing between now and Final. Little by little. Let's see if this works now. This goes down here. Get this switch. And we get this switch here. And it looks like it works. Finally! Golly. That is not the hint I was expecting. They give you a camera hint for the wheel and not for the elevator, which is an interesting choice. That's going to be too far, isn't it? That's fine. Kinda wanted to check if the rocket behind the waterfall is actually there. So we got the med pack here, we've got another med pack up here. But it looks like we are still missing the behind the waterfall. The secret with the rocket. Actually might be a rocket launcher. In final. Right. Yeah, that's going to kill me, isn't it? Let me reload. Well, it's not going to kill me, it's going to get me to the beginning of the level, which I'm not particularly interested in. Right, so this is properly turning. Like I said, this is, I think, the largest single model in the game. It's larger than the Meteor, which would probably be the second one. In terms of full dimension. The rockets in Area 51 might be taller than the Meteor. Right, this works. This guy's here. And we get the key for the detonator. Does it have a name? Detonator switch. Yes, it does. Yeah, surprise, but that is probably one of the reasons they removed the preview as well, is for all the key items, and as a general, all the key items, it does not know which item to grab, and what happens is when the engine doesn't know what model to grab is it defaults to item number 0 in the memory, and item number 0 is the core of Lara's model, which happens to be like the center of Lara's model, which happens to be the butt. So yeah, that's funny, but very good actual development reason for this is that the base model of the game in memory is Lara, and Lara is constituted of several models together for animation purposes, and I just fell. And yeah. Yeah, they never seem to fix it, and that's probably because I didn't save anything. Probably because at this point the preview system was on the way out. So it doesn't. They didn't fix it because the fix is basically to scrap the entire preview system, and they would make it work properly in Tomb Raider 4. Yeah, for the base item it works, but for all the key items it doesn't. I don't know what the code looks like, so I couldn't tell you why, but yeah, it just completely fails and it defaults to model 1 or model 0, which is Lara's butt. TRView, at least some versions of TRView did that, in that all the triggers, like some of the stuff that's shown in TRView, that are in current versions shown with arrows. But if you look at, let's see, we should have something we can show with that here somewhere. AI path, for example, this camera hints as well. In previous version of TRView, it did exactly the same thing, probably because it went through the exact same code and it showed Lara's butts instead of this. So that is like built in the rendering system, as far as I can tell. Let me get back to you. Then grab the key. Yes. So yeah, you had a bunch of Lara's butt floating into levels when you were looking at them in Terra View. Very funny for 12 years olds, but yeah. Okay, we should be able to jump and grab this because I'm too lazy to go all the way back around. Almost. This is doable, at least it's doable in final. Not sure it is in this version. That seems to be... Ah, there we go. Alright. So I haven't moved the block. This block does not exist in final, but clearly it's here so you can block the boulder from splattering you. You've got plenty of time to get out, though. So it's not necessary. Right, so this works. Flip map works as expected. Geometry seems to be the same. Up. Excuse you. There we go. And we get to the compound. I'm missing a music trigger. So, does that kill me? Yes, it does. Even with the little electricity and all that. Not surprising because those effects are present in Area 51, I think. Which, again, is literally the first level they worked on, I believe. When you step on the rails for the little train. Oh, here is the music. Don't think we start down here. We'll come back here later. Kind of want to see if we can jump above, but we shouldn't be able to. Oh, we have little electric flashes around the barrier. They didn't keep that in final, did they? Yeah. So there are invisible models that basically prevent Lara from grabbing here. There is one spot where it actually still works, and we use that in speedruns. And it is annoying to get, and I am not going to spend 15 minutes trying to get it. But you know what I mean. Yeah, there are little sparks here as well. That's neat. I don't think they keep that in final. They might have put them back in remaster. Seem to remember there might be that in remaster. But not in retail Tomb Raider 3. See if we can finish the level real quick, and that will be it for today. Yeah, we got more sparks here. Oh, hello. There's two of you. Can we please grab a bit higher on the ladder? There's still a big hole on top of the skybox. We're missing something, aren't we? Where do we activate this water? Was it downstairs? Down the slope? Am I an idiot? Might be. You can jump above the fence from here. You can banana jump above the fence. In Final, they actually put an invisible wall here in Remaster. Let's see if we can get that. I mean, I might just be able to half-tile this. But it is possible. Nope. I think. No, there's a ceiling here. You can't do that. So maybe I'm just imagining things again. Can you sprint into crouch? Because I think you can in Final. No, doesn't. Might be a Tomb Raider 4 thing. Don't remember if you can do that into TR3 Final. Okay, how did we progress there? We need to flood this cistern with water. And that might be the button down there. I thought you had a door somewhere else that opened that. Button somewhere else that opened that, but no, it might be open right now. Oh, it's closed. Might have to tell you this. It's been a long time since I played this normally, and that was probably when the remaster released. Might have to tell you to see how this is supposed to work normally. Voilà to tell you. We are here. Okay, what do you do? Small switch. Flip map. So that should be the one. How do you open? Window. Item. Switch. It is this switch. So oh, I'm an idiot. There's a passage here I completely skipped. It's been too long. Okay. Okay, I'm just blind. And I have no memory of this place, as Gandalf would say. Let's try this again. Sneaky level designers. It's right here, isn't it? Yep, it's right here. There we go. So that opens the door over there. And that button will let us flood the cistern with the water we have right here, actually, because this is connected here. What does that do? Nothing? Question mark. Oh, they have a little platform here if you actually come back after the water is drained, which I never noticed before, but makes a lot of sense. Good level designers. Right. Ow. Let's try this again. I just noticed those are the TR2 switches. Can I? No, I cannot, apparently. Camera is... I have no idea where I am, and I have no idea... Oh, there we go. Trying to get out of the trigger. Those are the tier 2 switches. They're missing the red and blue band on top of and bottom of the switches. Look button doesn't reset the camera, no. None in any of the prototypes I've played so far of tier 3. And sometimes, usually the camera hints are timed. Sometimes that you just have to get out of the tile. And if you don't know which direction Lara is, that can be a bit of a problem, which is what happened here. So they fixed that at some point before release. But yeah, usually getting the pistols out also resets the camera. Again, doesn't work here. Neither look button nor getting the pistols out works. You can see the door open on the side here. Yeah, so you have this platform to get out if you want to. Right. Now inside the compound. Wait. That little door model is very tier 4 like. We don't have that in final, do we? What the? There's no way. Yeah, it's a regular entrance. What the fuck? Was that in the... Was that in the previous versions of the prototype as well? Because I didn't see that at all. That's the... I still haven't extracted, so that's the previous version. Yeah, it is. Look at this shit. This is the first time I've seen this. This doesn't show up in retail. This doesn't exist anywhere else. This kind of looks like the doors you can manually open. There's more as well. There's more inside. This looks like the doors you can open manually in Tomb Raider 4. Except it's already open because that mechanic does not exist. That's super cool, and I have no idea why they decided to remove that, because that's super cool. It works as well. You can just go through. It correctly pushes you, it has collision. Not sure why they decided to remove that. It's not straight open, no, I think it's just part of the model. Like, this is a fixed model, there's no animation to this. It's just built like that. It's built already open. So I think that's intended, and I don't see any reason why they couldn't keep that. They might be running low in terms of polycount budget, but I guess maybe one of the reasons was that the enemies would just run through it, which of course they would. They would in terms of they would for the doors in Tomb Raider 4 as well, but maybe they decided that was a bit too awkward at this point. Quad bike. Still instantly kills enemy. Alright, so we want to get the card up here. I need to check if the handbrake works as well. Don't go too far. Generator access. They put all the labels, at least for this level. That's the correct color of the quad for Nevada. There is a green version for It might be a bit darker, but that might be lighting, to be honest. As far as I can tell, that's the correct... there's a dude over here. That's the correct lighting. So getting up here past the slope triggers this trapdoor, so you can get the quad bike back in case you get down the slope and leave the quad bike on the roof. And this block to get there was pushable in a couple versions ago. Made it a fixed block instead. So that should shut down the power. So we don't have the sparks anymore. That makes sense. Can activate the gates. Different sound for the gates. Okay, so I wanted to try... No, doesn't look like we have the handbrake. Oh, yeah, I remember that broke as well. If you try to press the button for turning around, this completely breaks the quad bike. And that has been doing that for quite a few versions. The first version that had the quad bike already did that. So that's still a thing. So yeah, it doesn't look like we have the handbrake yet. Transformers options. Yeah. It still gives you the music when you get on the quad bike. It gives you the same music it gives you in River Ganges. Yeah, exactly. And we should get the cutscene. We do not get the cutscene. Right, I'm going to stop it here. I'm just going to look if they fixed textures. Kinda. Looks like they continued working on the textures here. There was a wrong texture here they fixed. Let me see if the... those guys work as well. Seem to work pretty well. Anyway. So for next time I'm going to properly extract... Yeah, the texture seems to be proper this time, aside from the doors. Lighting is better as well, yes. So I'm going to properly extract the level 5 so we can look at all of this in tier view. There's a lot of levels where there's not really any need to play because they're already 99% final. So aside from the secrets, I'm going to check if there's some secrets implemented at some points, but otherwise we're just going to look through the levels that still have work to do, for example this one, and the levels that were bugged because we couldn't do underwater switch like this one. And yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. More of this next Sunday. More XCOM 2 as usual next Saturday. Same schedule as usual. Have a nice one. See you next time. Take care.